Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and we got two trailers for The Walking Dead Season 8, the second half. Well, one is an official trailer, and this one here is the sneak peek. Now, I can't play them in their entirety, all in one shot, because AMC will flag it. So I'm going to put the links down in the video description if you want to go watch them and come back for the breakdown. Go ahead and watch them both and then come back here. We're going to look at the Walking Dead Season 8 trailer first. And I love how it shows us we're going to get another Negan and Rick face-to-face confrontation. I love that. All right, so this one starts off with Rick and Michonne carrying Carl into this building. I believe the other survivors made it. They're just the last ones, obviously, because they have to carry Carl. And Rick is talking with Carl, and Carl's talking about the prison and Rick putting his gun away. And I think that's the direction they're going to go, partially, with what changed Carl's mind about killing Negan and ending this war and all that. We get a hint of it here, and he looks like he's definitely going to die. A lot of fans are clinging on to that. It was something else, and he's dead. There's no way around it. He's a goner. This might be the Red Eye Rick part, and I keep bringing up the letter and how important that's going to be. If you look close in this next clip in the trailer, there it is. He's holding the letter. Now, I don't know if he's going to read the letter immediately after Carl dies, or he's going to be dealing with, like, Carl gives him the letter as he's dying. He's dealing with Carl's death. He puts it in his pocket. He goes, he battles a little bit more, and then he gets a moment. He gets to the hilltop. He has a moment to be alone. He's at Glenn and Abe's grave, and then he goes off by himself because he finds the letter in his pocket again, and he's like, oh my God, the letter. And he opens it up, and now he's pondering what Carl was telling him, both in person and in this letter, and that kind of changes things for him a bit. Now, Rick looks real similar all throughout this trailer, and I'm thinking the next events to end out this season are probably taking place over the next, 2 or 3 days. No bullshit. So, and The Walking Dead has a habit of doing that, which isn't a good or a bad thing, it's just a thing. And I think this is the group going from Alexandria to the hilltop. Possibly. They could be on a run as well, like a run for weapons or supplies or something. We see them get to that swamp pit. Here's Negan with his Lucille here at his side. I do believe we can piece together this whole scene. Negan is sitting with his back to the camera. Simon walks in. They're talking about what happened at the Heapsters. Negan's talking about Alexandria and their escape out of the sewers. And then they bring in the coffin that Maggie killed that savior, remember? And she put a note in the coffin. We'll see them bring it in either this trailer or the next one. I think that all plays out like this. See, now he's talking about their escape route. The bat's here. Let's see, can we tell if it's kind of, well, yeah, I think that's all the same shot pretty much, or the same scene. And here, this is what tells us they're going to be playing around with the time. We're going to get to see Siddiq going into the sewer and Carl bringing him to Alexandria before Alexandria was burned down. Here's blood stains on Carl's back, and we might even get a reveal now, or not a reveal, but a look at Carl cleaning his wound and starting to write the letters. We're going to get him sitting in a field looking up. I think they show him taking his hat off and just breathing in the air. We're going to get a moment like that. We have, I like that. I didn't notice that before. Like the barn doors opening kind of reminded me of Sophia. I wonder if they're going to do something. Now, this is Rick and them getting to the hilltop, I believe. And this is at the hilltop as well. The Morgan and Carol, I assume, freed or rescued Ezekiel at this time. I don't know why he's not here. I would imagine he'd be rescued if they're here. What do we got here? We got Tobin. A lot of MAP members are huge fans of Tobin. There you go. Tobin in the trailer. We have Rosita here. It looks like they made it from that swamp scenario. He's carrying a little ass kicker. And then we got Maggie. This is where she finds out about Carl and everyone else. And here's where Carol finds out about Carl, I would imagine. That's her dealing with the shock in a way. You can already tell the sadness balling up, but this is like a, oh my God, moment. Like, you could start to see her lip quiver a little bit, so. I like this. What is that? They're highlighting it for a reason. I just can't put my finger on it. I like that gore though. Some fans are saying that this is a whisper for fans of the comic. I do not believe that at all. They like doing gory zombies. This one, it's just a gory zombie. Whispers do not skin live zombies. That wouldn't make any sense. They do not skin live people. You're dead and gone when you get skinned, so that just doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, we have Sadiq helping Daryl out, kill these walkers. Let's hope Daryl doesn't get bit now. Just kidding. This looks like the trash heap, and back here are the freaking... This is the first time I'm seeing this in high def. I saw this the first time and it wasn't high def. This guy, I recognize them. They are the freaking heapsters. They are the junk people. Simon did it again. We know Simon killed the Oceanside group. Look, he killed all their people. Because look, there's blood here. I'm pretty sure we see Jadis in the other trailer sitting on top of the mound crying. I like that actually, and this is definitely, I recognize that guy's face. He was that tall, that skinnier, trust me, it's them. Simon killed all of the Oceanside people. Yep, look and they're all dressed like it too. And they're not even hiding it in the trailer. They're just straight showing us. AMC, bro. What are you doing? You know, like that's oh, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But Rick and Michonne are, you know what they're doing. I don't have to explain that scene. That's at Alexandria. Gavin threatening Ezekiel, and this is where they bring in, see how I said the scene continues with these two? They bring in the coffin, and now Negan got to figure out what to do with Maggie. I have a feeling he's going to be pissed at Simon for what goes on with the heapsters. And this is Negan. Is he using a freaking nail gun? Now this is the savior that Maggie killed. Obviously he turned in, he's a walker now. And that's the second time Negan's dealing with a walker coming out of the coffin. Did Negan get a haircut? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Are we getting haircuts in the middle of war? Is this the sunlight or the way it's... Or did he get a haircut? I mean, I personally don't care. It's just... It looks like they buzzed his head right here. It might be the sun and the way it's filmed. It might be the angle. You know what I mean? Yeah, it might be the angle. I don't know. Sure. Yeah, here's Jadis on top of the trash heap. I don't know if Simon raped her or what, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she just got in that gown, she's chilling, or they beat her up. I don't know, because she had the black one on, and she's just crushed. Yeah. I guess all her people are dead, so Rick can count them out of the fight. Does Rick just hit Carl's grave marker with his gun? Yeah, it looks like it.
We have to take... Let me take them. You versus...
Wait, does she say you take them?
You versus all of them? They don't stand a chance.
Alright, and I do think Morgan and Carol break Ezekiel out. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't succeed here. And this is Rick and Michonne going to the Heapsters people. And we know now they're all dead, and Jadis is on top of the hill sitting there. He looks shocked or worried, or maybe he did something that actually worked. Negan's wives are there, so maybe this is at the sanctuary. If it's at a bullet-making factory somewhere else, maybe it's not like a hostile place. I don't think he'd bring his wives if they're in the middle of a battle there. What did he say? Hold on, sorry. Everything's aces again. He's saying we kill Rick and everything's going to go back to the way it was. I have a feeling Simon is putting the pressure on, or not really putting the pressure on, but saying, you know, we got to do something else. We got to, you know, we got to really come down hard on these people. And here's Negan telling, no, they didn't cut his hair. It was just the way that angle in the sunlight was. Here's Dwight. Holy shit, hiccup. A freaking ninja hiccup just tried to kill me right now. Anyway, here's Dwight sneaking up in the crowd. This is the first time I've seen him there. So now we know Laura, for whatever reason, coincidentally didn't make it there. I think it would be neat if they connected that by having the people who took Heath, or the people who are with Heath, or however that's working out. She runs into them, or I don't know, something neat like that. Anyway, Simon is... Negan is weaponizing the walkers there, so he's getting all his people together. This is what leads me to believe Simon kills them. Right here, Simon pulls his gun, and if Simon is pulling his gun, he means it. And look at her face, just at the very end there. She breaks away from that cold, like, you know, she just has that moment. It's real quick, but I think he kills them. Maybe he leaves a couple alive. Maybe he takes a couple with them. But I think he has them killed. And they're doing something with Simon. They're building him up as a big bad, a serious, like, he'll just kill anybody, everybody, you know. I don't know. They're doing something there. And we have Rosita fighting in the swamp. Here's Carolyn Morgan breaking Ezekiel out of his captivity. And then we have...
I'm here.
And Tara puts her gun onto Dwight, so they're having another one of those moments where Dwight is, proving himself, and Tara still shows that she hates his guts. I think this is when Gabriel gets to Alexandria. Now he's got a lot of, and I know he's sick, but he's got a lot of like, I don't know, man. He might not make it. He's not looking so good. I mean, he looks cool as shit, but he looks pretty sick. He might not make it out of this one, but I don't know. He doesn't have this expression of... He might be witnessing Alexandria burnt to the ground now that I'm thinking about it. So he might be shooting a walker. There might be a savior or two still there. So let's hope he makes it to the hilltop after that, because he's really not looking good. I don't know where this is at. I cannot put my finger on it to save my life. I have no idea where that's at. You guys let me know. And I think this is where they're playing around with time and Morgan's making his escape. And this is, again, I think after Daryl drives the truck into the sanctuary, they are going to show how they got out, how Eugene got them out. This is them shooting. Morgan's behind the sniper. And if you see here, they're shooting at Morgan. And I think they're going to show how Morgan gets away and wasn't killed, because the other snipers, a couple of them were killed, we saw, or at least one of them.
I'm gonna kill you.
And here's Rick with, we could tell where about it's at. It's a little bit after Carl died, I would imagine, probably before he read the letter. And he's got the same cut on his head. He's got the red eyes. And here's Nick hitting Negan. We're not in Fear the Walking Dead yet. Here's Negan hitting a walker, and this is where he's showing them how to weaponize them. I think this is either Enid dealing with shooting Cindy's grandmother at Oceanside, or Enid's at Hilltop and she just found out about Carl, and since her and Aaron bonded a little and she doesn't really have anyone else family wise, she's close with Maggie. It makes you wonder why they built up a bond with Sasha, Enid, and Maggie, and then now we have, the moment. It seems like it would be a better payoff with Maggie, So I'm kind of curious to see what direction they go with this, but
Stop people from dying.
they're growing a friendship, so that's cool. We have Michonne at Alexandria. I imagine you see fire still there, so I guess this is all dealing with the aftermath, or maybe that's when Gabriel shows up.
I'm the answer.
Negan is the answer, yo. How do you guys feel about that? See what I mean about Carl taking a breath and just...
She told me that I was going to beat this world. You will.
When I first saw that, I thought it was so weird he was telling Rick that he was going to be the one to beat this world. Now I'm thinking that's not at all what he's doing. He's either writing a letter to Judith, and that's what the letter says, or his part of the letter that Rick is reading in Carl's voice. You know how they do that in movies. Or that's his actual verbal goodbye to Judith. She's not going to remember it. She's not going to know he said that. But he's just confirming it out loud. That's his goodbye. So I think that's what that is. He's not talking to Rick about surviving this world. He's talking to baby Judith. The other trailer is the It Ends Now official mid-season sneak peek. Now, this just shows us a little bit of what we already seen. Enid and Michonne, everyone at Hilltop, they got the saviors and learning how to weaponize the zombies. We've seen these previews. This is them going to the Heapsters who are now dead. We know that. This is Morgan making his escape out of his sniper's nest. And Eugene is making bullets. We know that. That's part of the storyline in the comic. Now we know he's making bullets for the saviors. That could be how they got out. And here is a confirmation that Laura did not snitched Dwight out yet. Maybe she didn't make it back there yet. That's interesting, because where would she go? Did Sherry, is that her name? Yeah, did Sherry get a hold of her, run into her? Or imagine if that happened and then Laura shows up with Sherry on top of that. Oh my God, that'd be crazy. Anyway, here's Simon and Dwight. He's still undercover at this point. And this right here, look at Negan. He's saying his saviors are coming. And then in a little bit, you'll hear Rick say, it doesn't matter. This is where you're going to die. And we got Dwighty Boy running away. Not sure what he's running from just yet, but somebody throws Morgan his stick. And that's probably when they're making their escape after freeing Ezekiel. Ezekiel probably threw him that. I'm kind of curious to see what Siddiq his storyline is here, but I hope they give him something to do. Carol, they must have liked her stunt work in the first half. She had like the same type of jump away from bullets. They're doing it again. I'm interested in Gavin's story, so I'm real curious. I hope they don't just kill him off, and I'm kind of hoping he does, in a way, turn on Negan and them. And I'm real curious to see what makes Tara snap and put her gun to Dwight. And Dwight's just like, if you're going to do it, do it. You know? You guys keep pulling that shit already.
This is where you
right here.
die.
He's talking to Negan saying this is where you die. And this is almost the end of it. So we have anything in... Oh, yeah, this is at Alexandria. They're clearing out all the zombies. And Rosita, I hope she doesn't get bit and it's one of those hidden reveals like Bob. That's been done to death. And I'm assuming, see all the guys, they got all guns. They're all dressed in black. I know it. They're all dead right there. And I think this isn't Carl's grave. I think he's at Alexandria. And I think this is him visiting with Abe and Glenn after the fact and just kind of soaking it all up. This is just oddly cut. She's not aiming a gun at Rick or nothing like that. I think this is when she gives them the casket. And this is most definitely when Enid finds out about Carl and she has a breakdown. And we have that little snippet of fire. What was that? That was odd. What was that? Alexandria, I would imagine, but I thought maybe it gave us a hint into something. But anyway, The Walking Dead returns Sunday, February 25th. I am hyped. I think these previews are freaking excellent. They showed us some, didn't show us too much, except for the freaking Heapsters stuff. I hope I'm wrong about that. Leave your thoughts, theories, opinions, predictions down in that comment box. And if you're new here and you love The Walking Dead, every Sunday night, a half an hour after the live, first showing of every episode, we have a live show right here at Make a Path Presents. Stop on by. We do a 15-minute review, and then we do 40 minutes to an hour, hour and a half of taking questions from you guys, the fans. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and come by Sunday night, February 25th, for our return live after show.